Why is Real's technology outpacing the rest of the industry? We're going to talk about that next. Hey, what's up, guys? Clayton Gets here. So we just got back from our annual conference down in Orlando, and man, I got to tell you, like some of the technology, specifically the artificial technology that was announced, it blew my mind, and wanted to make sure that if you're exploring different brokerages, that you had the full picture of of what this stuff looks like. So I'm going to walk you through the actual presentation of our founder Tamir and our chief technology officer Pratesh, and what they laid out for all of us, so you can get it directly from the horses mouths. Here we go. Let's jump in.
I like that introduction a lot. The funniest. That's a category on its own, with a total of one. But I want to get a few things out of the way. One is the birth rate that you talked about. I have 3 kids sitting here, so I'm near the 3.3. And my kids think I don't work, so I invited them to just watch this one time. All right, all jokes aside, let's get the party started.
Let's do it.
So, AI, it has grown so fast. And if there are any agents in the industry that adopt AI the most, it's probably here. Like, I would be surprised if there's someone here who hasn't used AI in the last year. Like, I think it's impossible. And I truly love the idea of being at Real and being surrounded by people who are technology first. But this graph just tells you how quickly AI was adopted. Like, what took the entire internet around 13 years was done in 1 year, right? Everybody knows ChatGPT, but there are 4 other major, LLMs out there. Google has one, Claude has one. Of course, there is, Meta, that is Facebook, has one. And there are some brave agents who've used all of these things, but there are more. There are many more models, and the innovation is growing at a pace that I have personally never seen this in my life before. Something that changes on a monthly basis. It is ridiculous to keep up with this, and I don't expect any of y'all to keep up with it.
And we built everything in-house. We built the Real Academy, we built Pro Teams, we built the wallet, we built transaction management. We built so many amazing products in-house. And you are using ChatGPT, but what if ChatGPT knew everything that you know about real estate? What if AI knew how to talk exactly like you? What if AI could help your clients do exactly the things that you're able to do? What if all of this was in one place?
So for some perspective, all of you know Leo, and Leo has answered more than 1 million questions in the last 3 years. And that might feel a little bit, less than what you expected, but that's a large amount of data that we have collected. Before we reveal what's going on, I just want to do this one quick thing. We adopted AI probably the fastest in the industry. Version 1 was, what we could do right away, which was it looked at your knowledge base, your FAQs, and answered some basic questions. Version 2 was more context aware. It understood the business. It understood your data. Version 3 was Copilot, which was always present for people who've noticed, it looks at your forms and it answers, it finds mistakes for you ahead of time. And now. But before we do the now, I want to talk about, this idea. We always talked about interface to the computer. Keyboard is a really old interface. I think it was one of the first punch cards, of course, and then came keyboards, and it just stayed. But for people who watch Minority Report, we've always imagined technology to be something like this. By the way, this took like 3 minutes to build. But that tells you 3 minutes it took. This would be a day's worth of work for somebody, before AI. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
So this is what we're going to do for buyers. This is Leo for buyers. We're introducing Leo for buyers today. And this is going to blow your mind.
Hey, I'm Leo, your AI concierge. I'm here to help you find your dream home.
So how does it work? What is it exactly?
Let's show them.
Hi, Leo. I'm looking to move to the Tampa Bay area.
All right, got it. And who's going to be living in the home with you?
Yeah, it's going to be my wife, our 3 kids, and me.
How old are the kids?
The kids are 2, 4, and 5.
So you notice how Leo is doing your first interview with your customer and you're trying to understand, but it's not a script that it's reading. It's truly context aware and smart. So when someone says, I have 3 kids, it says young family. In real time. When you talk to Leo, you'll see this in real time. Let's keep going.
What type of home are you envisioning? Like a single family house, a condo, or a townhome?
A single family house would be great. We need the space, at least 4 bedrooms and at least 2 bathrooms.
Are there any deal breakers for you that would make a home a no-go?
Let's see. Definitely nothing near the freeway. Yeah, we need some peace and quiet, And we've got a pool now, so it'd be awesome to find one with a nice pool too, but nothing huge.
Is there a price range?
Let's try something below 750.
Okay, let me find some options.
So notice how Leo understood that you're looking for, it would be nice to have a pool, but the interpretation is pool preferred. 750 means $750,000, not 750,000 rupees or dollars. Quiet location. It says, oh, I want to like in a quiet location. It's smart and understands. Now, what does this mean?
When Leo is having those conversations with the clients, Leo is starting to collect data, and Leo is starting to create a client profile. And in that client profile, it includes everything, all of the data that it collects. And very often that data is something that you're not picking up, or maybe you're not putting into your databases. But Leo is starting to fill up that client profile.
I found about 54 single-family homes in the Tampa Bay area that have 4 bedrooms.
So you remember we acquired some assets of Fly Homes a couple of months ago? This is exactly what we acquired. The ability to show those listings on a map, the ability to connect to MLSs, the ability to show the buyers exactly the properties, and then all of the information.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there for just a minute because if you've watched any of my previous videos, you've probably heard me mention that Real is not going to get into the CRM game. Well, I didn't lie, but I wasn't aware of what was going on behind the scenes at the time. In order to bring this technology together with artificial intelligence, and let me preface this by saying, think of this in the context of a lead. Someone that potentially you haven't. I think there are two sides of this. So. Someone that you potentially haven't personally made contact with yet. They've landed on your website, or maybe it's a lead source that you pay for to attract leads to your business. And then in many cases, these quote unquote leads do not want to have a conversation with a live person. They're just looking. And so because most people are familiar, you saw the adoption of artificial intelligence, compared to the adoption of the internet. So most people are familiar with AI and they're using it on a daily basis now anyway. So if it's basically giving them access to information where they don't have to talk to a live person, and access to information, like deep information where Leo can go, pull things faster than you or I could pull things, and warm up that relationship. And we're going to get into this more in just a minute. But we are, I mean, this is they announced an A.R.M or an A.R.M. So it's an artificial intelligence customer relationship management tool that will be built into our technology. And we acquired those assets earlier this year in 2025. And so they're going to break that down right now. But this was one of the really exciting announcements at Rise.
From the MLS. This was a super fast implementation. It took us a couple of months, but this was the missing piece for those of you who asked why are we spending money on technology?
Come on, look at the interface. This is absolutely beautiful, I think. And there are no drop downs to pick from. There is no button clicks. There is no typing anything. You could chat with an AI or you can talk to an AI. So let's continue to see what happens.
Can you show me the one in Kathleen Street?
That one matches all your boxes. It even has a game room for your kids. Do you like it?
Beautiful interface, knows that there's a game room from one of the photos that are in the property. We're analyzing all the photos and we're able to derive information that you wouldn't type in the descriptions, right? But as a good realtor, you would know, register that in your brain that they have 3 kids and they need a game room. It would be nice to bring that up, right? Let's keep going.
Actually, show me homes up to $1 million. Can you please show me some schools in the area?
Schools like West Chase Elementary or Bryant Elementary are highly rated in the area. Both have 10 out of 10 rating and offer programs starting with pre-kindergarten.
The beautiful thing about this is you're just talking to it. When I said $1 million, it knew what it meant. And schools, but there is no one way to talk to Leo. It's the first buyer consultation. It's going to go, how it's going to go. They're going to decide what they want to say and what they not want to say. But Leo is smart enough to understand how to react to everything and still fill up the initial buyer consultation for you, right?
Pritesh, I'm assuming you will need a mortgage. Have you been pre-approved yet?
Good call. No, not yet.
Okay, I just sent you an email to start your pre-approval application.
So Leo will.
Okay, so a couple of things that are important to point out here before we get back to the video. So one of them is after this presentation, shortly after this presentation, Zillow reached out to Tamir, the founder of Real. And so I just found this out yesterday. Now, I'm not privy to what that conversation was. What I do know is they were so impressed with this technology that they picked up the phone and reached out to Tamir. What he told us yesterday was that, we're not going to sell our souls. So he said, don't worry, but there are some opportunities. And so I'll leave it there for now. Of course, the minute I know what those opportunities look like, then I'll bring that to all of you. That's number one. Number two, because of, and I hope this is an obvious statement, and this has been confirmed now as well, in your local markets. So let's just take, I'm in Central Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, to be specific. Leo will not only recommend Real Mortgage, Leo will recommend multiple options to the clients because we want to stay compliant and make sure that the clients have options and that they're getting the best rates and the best service and all the things. So we will have some feedback from a local lender relationship standpoint. So let's just say, for example, one of my local relationships, we would be able to tee them up as one of several options, again, just to make sure that we are giving the consumer options and encouraging them to look for the best rates and the best pricing and all the things. But I just wanted to make that clear. It's not going to be just Real Mortgage that they're teeing up. It's going to be multiple options.
Be able to get your clients pre-approved with one Real Mortgage. And in the client profile that Leo will be creating for that client, you will see exactly the application status. You will see exactly, you will have real-time updates on what's going on with the mortgage application.
Sick.
Of course.
Okay, Leo, I really like the house on Kathleen Street. Can I schedule a tour?
When are you free to see the house on Kathleen Street?
I'm available next Friday at 3 p.m.
Done. Your agent will reach out to confirm the time.
Leo handles all scheduling for you, of course, in conjunction and partners with you in the background, and you'll see soon how. But just imagine how big of a deal this is. Like, this is replacing a lot of phone calls, a lot of buyer consultations that you spend time on so that you can spend your time somewhere else, maybe with your family.
But
Okay, I promise not to keep interrupting, but this is another important thing. So the question was asked yesterday on our on one of our calls, hey, is there going to be a showing time integration with Leo? And that is where Tamir, our founder, brought up that he received the phone call from Zillow. Well, who owns showing time? Zillow does. Okay, so the bottom line is Leo will have the capability to schedule showings on behalf of our agents. That is crazy if you think about it, especially for those of us that are just generating a lot of eyeballs, a lot of opportunities, a lot of leads.
but that's just a small part of the big picture. There's more.
What about the agents? What does Hey Leo do for the agents, for our agents? You will have a unique URL and a custom landing page, customized Leo for your company, for your team, for yourself. Everything that we just showed you, imagine that for you. So you don't have to send people to heyleo.com. You send Leo to heyleo.com/Tamir, and it's for you. So how do you set it up? 3 steps. Pick a URL, pick a phone number, and pick a voice.
Hey, I'm Leo, your AI concierge. This is the voice your clients will experience when they interact with me.
Hey, I'm Leo, your AI concierge. This is the voice your clients will experience when they interact with me.
There are many voices to choose from, but you don't like them, upload your own. Just read that one paragraph, and Leo will be your voice. And just like that, it's set up, it's ready to go. It applies for your MLSs. It knows the rules. It knows the caveats. It's going to work.
So, I mean, guys, this is where heads started to explode. And if you've been paying attention to artificial intelligence, then you know that this technology already exists. We have just integrated into our tech. We built all of this from the ground up. So, imagine your leads and your opportunities having a conversation with you, with your voice, with no latency before they actually speak with you. It almost. If you think about, like, if you have an inside sales agent or if you have an assistant, or they're talking to you, so it's warming up the lead in your voice so that when they talk to you, there's already some familiarity. I mean, it's just truly next level.
Beautiful interface. Your customers can talk to you on the web. They can talk to you on the phone number that they got when you set it up. They can text you. They can text you at 3 a.m. and you can still continue to sleep. But there's more.
There's more. There's always more. So as we said, when clients interact with Leo, either by text or by voice, Leo collects information, and Leo prepares that profile that you have access to, obviously. This is your information. This is your data. We're not doing anything with this. This is yours. We're just collecting it. Leo is collecting it in a super smart way and bringing you all of the insights for that person. So some of you may think, hey, this sounds like a CRM, right? And CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management System. We never wanted to build a CRM. Mm-hmm. But what we are doing is we are introducing the first ever A.R.M, Artificial Intelligence Relationship Management System. And the difference is, there's a huge difference. When you use your CRM, you take a lead, you take a person's name, you put into the CRM, and then you tell the CRM, hey, please email that person every 2 weeks the newest listings in their area. That's what CRMs know how to do. What Leo knows is exactly what this person is looking for. And if that person is saying, hey, I'm going into surgery in 3 days, and I will need to recover for about 7 days, Leo knows that it should contact that person in 10 days. Leo knows that if that person liked 3 listings with blue countertops, even without the client telling Leo, hey, I like blue countertops, Leo understands that this is the type of listings that it should continue to send the client. So all of a sudden, if you use Leo, you're getting a huge database of buyers and exactly what they like, and Leo will proactively nurture those leads for you. Leo will do the work for you. This is not a CRM. This is another person taking care of your clients.
This, I don't think the claps are enough because this is crazy. Can I say that out loud? Like, I love you too. No, you can't. Right? I think that would be inappropriate.
You just did.
But here's the thing. I don't know if you noticed on the previous profile screen. Agents are amazing at knowing their clients. They know that the buyer has 3 kids and they need a kids room, or the wife likes countertops and blue countertops, and like, oh, they have a Tesla, they need an EV charger. None of this goes in your CRM. None of this goes in your CRM. What goes in your CRM is looking for a home, 3 million to 5 million, and send them an email every 2 weeks.
So true. Mm-hmm.
But Leo is a different kind of CRM. It's an A.R.M, which is where it will build the perfect profile for you and do proactive reach outs when the time is right. It is not a tool where you'll send 20,000 emails to someone. You can use a CRM for that. This is where the AI does all the work for you.
So again, I want to futurecast a little bit here. So imagine building an artificial intelligence database, or it's kind of all automated, right? So not only for the process of a current home buyer or home seller, but think about the future implications of this. Think what if rates significantly decrease down the road, and you can engage your A.R.M can engage with a client automatically on your behalf and just let them know, hey, rates have come down significantly. Would you like to consider, would you like some options to refinance your property? Number one. What about birthdays? Like collecting all of this information is just something that we just get busy or we don't have the proper systems in place. All of this data can be collected by your digital assistant, and these can be touch points in the future, which, again, we're not good at. Let's face it. I mean, the average home buyer, home seller statistically does not work with, I think it's like, 15, 20% are like repeat business for agents. It's because we're not good at staying in touch. So this digital assistant is going to pick up a lot of that slack.
So where do all the conversations go?
In Reason, you will have what we call the Hey Leo portal. Every conversation that your customers or your buyers are having with your phone number, your chat interface, your voice interface, it all gets poured into this gigantic portal that we've built for you called the Hey Leo portal. Leo is smart enough to recognize what needs escalation, what needs more time. It will proactively pull it up for you. It will tell you need to pick a time for it. And you can pause it anytime you want. You are still in control. You can hit the pause button and take over the conversation. You can get in the conversation right from here. So if you reply to a message, it will text the customer in your behalf. Right? So you're still in control. Leo just makes you super agents.
Every time Leo has a conversation with a client, you get notified. You get a summary of the conversation. You can get a voice message of Leo telling you exactly what was discussed on that conversation between Leo and your client. This is multiplying you endlessly.
Endlessly.
So.
But as always, there's more. What are we doing for listings?
For listings, you can have a beautiful QR code that Leo will build for you, automatically give you a yard sign that you can put in front of your house, and
And if people drive by that property, they can scan the QR code. Leo immediately starts a conversation with them and starting to ask them questions. And they can ask Leo about the property. And Leo is actually showing them an amazing property presentation on their screen as they're there. Leo is capturing leads for you. You just have to put up the sign with the QR code, and you're starting to get leads from Leo, and Leo will be nurturing those leads. Leo will make sure that if that person wants to see that home, it gets scheduled right away.
Think about how big this is. A person walking on the street scans your QR code, talks to the AI profile is getting built in A.R.M. at details that you will never write down. You will capture it in your brain, but you will never write it down in your CRM. All done for you. All you have to do is put this QR code out there. But there is more.
There's always more. So, did you like this? Let me ask you, how much will you be willing to pay for this? $10 a month? 20? Who would be willing to pay $10 a month? Okay. No. We are going to pay you. We are going to pay you for every minute of conversation between Leo and your clients. This sounds insane, right? This is another way to make money at Real. And why are we paying you? A, we build amazing products and we want people to use them and we want to learn from that usage because we think that Leo can evolve dramatically. So we want to incentivize you to go out and put Leo in the hands of your clients. That's number one. Number two, we want to be able to sell more things to your clients. We want to be able to create a smooth transaction for them. We want to include title, mortgage, insurance, all of those services. And we're willing to pay you for the leads. You're paying for leads, you're paying for marketing, we're paying you back for your efforts. And on reason, you will have a counter. And for every minute of conversation between Leo and your clients, you will see that counter going up. You will be making money at Real just by putting Leo to work. And that's insane.
Okay, like guys, again, heads exploding at this conference because, and he's going to get into this of why this makes sense for Real. But I mean, first of all, we weren't going to build a CRM, so they didn't. They built the very first A.R.M, and I think that's why Zillow reached out to Tamir. But to pay us for our leads, and you know, you're going to see in just a minute how you can accelerate this. So not only do we have multiple verticals, you know, we have the stock acquisition program, we have the very aggressive revenue sharing opportunity, but they're going to pay us for opportunities. And again, he's going to get into why.
So I don't know if you heard because again, the claps were like a little thing.
No, it was solid.
Real is going to pay you.
Let's go.
This is your opportunity to make Leo the biggest thing anyone has ever seen in this industry by just spreading the link. And you get paid along the way. So I know everybody's thinking, when is all this going live? And is this all fake news, right? So let me show you the timeline. Haleo.com goes live right now on your phones for all of Canada. All of Canada. All the Canadians. For every time I've heard, why do you do this for Canada? This is for Canada. Okay, thank you. And 30 plus MLSs, really big ones, in the US. As you all know, it takes a bit to negotiate with MLSs. We're working through that. And majority of the MLSs will be done in the first part of Q1. So in the next couple of months, majority of the MLSs. We are pouring in MLSs every day. So it's not new code per MLS. Code is written, it's just negotiation with every MLS. Almost all the MLSs, 400 plus MLSs done by Q2. Almost all of them. But majority of them is done in Q1. And then the Haleo payouts start by Q3. That's the timeline. Haleo.com is live right now. If you all go right now, it's going to probably crash, but go ahead. We've tested it.
When will agents be able to choose their URL and phone numbers?
Good question. So a few agents already have this. Few agents have already picked their URLs. They already have their phone numbers. We're going to slowly roll this out. We want to make sure that it works perfectly. We've already tested it. It worked perfectly. I wouldn't be on stage right now saying it's going live right now. But we have to be very careful. But there's more.
There's more. There's always more.
So the advantage of building all your technology in-house is that every time you state something in Reason comments, every time you've asked a question in Reason, we now have 3 years of data, or maybe more, where we've reverse engineered the data and actually truly understood the questions you're trying to ask. Then we went to our brokers and we said, give us all the information you have. Give us your state guides. Give us your knowledge bases. Give us your training guides. What do you've got? Give us all that information. And what we realized is that Leo was splitting. The same Leo Copilot now has personas, and we call them Leo companions. You have a broker companion and you have a support companion. And you can now ask broker questions directly in Leo with voice.
We taught Leo how to become a broker. Our state brokers spent endless hours teaching Leo all the possible questions out there about real estate so that Leo can learn. And Leo now can become that entity or that person that you go to when you need a broker question. But we want to show you how it works.
So we're going to show you how it works. You know what? I'm going to tell Tim not to throw a party the day before the conference. Everybody's like sleeping. I literally, this is the moment I should get a clap. No claps. Then I have to tell everybody clap.
Courtney with the California broker team. Hey, Leo, I just took a listing and down the street is the craziously decorated house for Halloween. My sellers told me that crowds line up and cars line up for weeks at a time in the month of October, creating huge crowds of people. It's quite the neighborhood nuisance. Is this something my seller should disclose?
Okay, here's the test. Raise your hands if you think the seller should disclose.
Yeah. In any state. In
your state, like
okay,
yeah,
maybe 2% of the
2%, less than 2%.
Yeah, 2%.
Okay, raise your hands if you think should not disclose.
Okay.
Okay,
So
majority,
everybody
a
else.
large number, right?
Yes, that kind of recurring heavy foot traffic is considered a material nuisance, so the seller should include it in the property's disclosure statement. Let me know if you'd like the appropriate
This is,
disclosure
by the
form
way,
for California.
I think
You all should go back to school.
I think this is an answer like everywhere, in most states, I think. But I will probably stand corrected soon. All right, let's see a few more.
Hey Leo, where can I go to find out if a home is in a mud, lid, PID, or any other water district?
You can check local water district boundaries through the county or city's GIS mapping portal. Most counties have an online map where you can enter the address and see which water, mud, lid, or PID district the property falls in. If the GIS isn't available, contact the county planning department or the regional water district office. They can confirm the district based on the property's address.
All right. I see people warming up. I'm basically, this is like the startup act in the comedy. You're the warm up, and the main event is later.
I have a buyer. What forms do I need to start working with them?
Let me search for the buyer forms you'll need in Florida. You'll need the exclusive buyer brokerage agreement to start working with your buyer. I found several versions. Would you like me to send you the main one, or do you need a specific type of buyer agreement?
I'd like an exclusive buyer agreement.
Perfect. You should see the exclusive buyer agreement in your inbox now.
This is pretty crazy. It will literally, our brokers have worked relentlessly to get you these documents in one place. And I cannot thank them more. Like, I'm not kidding. Hundreds of hours put in to get all the information in one place, testing them, testing the answers. It was painful. And like, this is, I hope we can pay them back in time. This is amazing. But remember, like the biggest takeaway is you can ask a question and it will send you the document in reason on the same screen.
Again, just think about the time that this would save you as an agent, especially our newer agents that just aren't familiar with some of the forms that they need for a specific situation or a specific client. This is again streamlining operations and just making your business more efficient and giving you more time.
Let's go one more.
Hey, Leo, when I'm writing a contract and the buyer has a financing contingency, does the buyer necessarily need to have an appraisal contingency, or does the financing contingency just cover that appraisal element protection for the buyer to the contract?
Include an appraisal contingency in the contract, even when you already have a financing contingency. That way, if the appraisal comes in lower than the purchase price, the buyer can either ask the seller to lower the price to at least the appraised amount, or walk away without penalty. The same clause works for cash offers, so you can add an appraisal contingency on a cash transaction to protect the buyer's investment regardless of financing.
And you know, real estate is a crazy business, and sometimes we bump into really crazy situations. So what happens if Leo doesn't know how to respond?
Let's see what happens.
Hey, Leo, how do I handle a situation where a client wants to breach their buyer's agreement to work with another agent?
You will need to consult with your broker about your options, which may include releasing the client from the agreement, negotiating a cancellation fee, or discussing the client's concerns to resolve the issue.
Hey, Leo, can I talk to my human broker now?
Would you like me to connect you to your broker now?
Yes.
Sure.
Leo connects you to your broker on your phone. You're conferenced in. Leo stays on the conference call with you. The broker is summarized ahead of time, so you don't have to repeat yourself. This is big. Come on.
Wow.
How many times have you called? How many times have you called customer support of any company and have been sent around and have to repeat the same thing over and over again? Okay, I don't want to be that company. So we're going to summarize the conversation, goes to the broker gets a, like, you know, there's a 30-second pause. The broker gets to read or understand on voice, and then they join the call and they're up to speed for the most part, right? But remember, this is the best part. Every escalation is an automatic training for Leo. We had to put manual people review over every response before to see if it was right or wrong. But an escalation is wrong. That's why it's getting escalated. Every escalated call automatically trains Leo for the future so that there is no escalation.
Wow.
So before we summarize this thing, if there's one thing you all can do today, is this is live in your phones right now. You can open it and ask one difficult question. Right? One difficult question. One easy question, maybe one difficult question. I can get 4,000 questions asked today, and that will be all the testing we need. We've tested it a lot, but I'm very curious. One easy question and one hard question. That's all I ask. In summary, today, HeyLeo.com goes live for all of Canada. Again, all of Canada. and 20 key markets, really big ones, California, like we've got the big markets in. Agents invites are rolling out. We're slowly rolling them out. If you're interested, you know where to find me on WorkVivo. You can message me, I will respond. DMs. Your companions are live in Reason right now. If you open them, you'll see them. Have some fun. There's a fun thing in there. There's a fun thing in the companions that you can find and have fun with it. Post it on social media. I want to resonate with one thing that Amy said before. This is your moment to amplify. I don't know if you guys realize this. I don't think anyone has built this before.
And when I talk about partnership, Leo for Clients started out of a very simple question that I asked on Workplace 2.5 years ago. I asked you to specify all the tasks that you're performing for buyers. And we came up with a list of close to 250 different tasks. We had an Excel sheet that you gave to us. And this is how we started working on Leo. Just going task by task and teaching Leo what it needs to do in order to help you perform the tasks that you're doing with buyers. So when I talk about partnership, this is exactly the feedback that we need to get, and we build the product.
So, you know, I want to close out with one thing. And I know I have 3 minutes left. So, you know, 5 years ago or 4.5 years ago, right before Real was acquiring my company, Tamir sent me this video. And we can't find this video anymore. I've asked him 2 years ago, do you have that video? We can't find this video anymore. But it was a video of a complete buyer consultation in voice, right? And it's like, hey, this is what I want to build. I'm like, oh, this is what I also want to build. So I think we're very close to that video, and we can't find.
Are you saying our work is done here?
Excuse me?
Are you saying
the baby?
I'm not done yet.
So I want to close out with this one thing. You know, be stubborn about your vision. Be stubborn about your vision, flexible in your approach, and relentless in your execution. And I think that is how everyone, I hope everyone wakes up every day and thinks about that a little bit. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So again, if you're looking, if you're watching this video, you are, thinking about potentially a brokerage change. This technology does not exist, to my knowledge. I mean, let me know in the comments, with any other brokerage on the planet. And it's one of the things that really attracted me to Real, was just how forward-thinking and how cutting-edge they are. And again, if you've watched our previous videos, building your technology from the ground up instead of like bolting it on is a game changer. I mean, it's to basically have my business in the palm of my hand, and very soon to have the A.R.M, in the palm of my hand as well, and to be able to, see in real time, leads and potential clients just being warmed up, and to take over that conversation, being warmed up by my voice, right? And being able to take over that conversation in text. And I mean, it's just, I think the game has sincerely changed. Artificial intelligence is changing the game, and we have, Real has embraced that, obviously in a very big way. So I hope that this video was informative, and we'll be back very soon with updates on all of these things as they continue to roll out. Thanks for popping on, and we'll see you next time.